Okay, so I tried recording this transition video once already and it turned out kind of messy and in two parts, so I decided to just start over and see if I can get it a little cleaner. So, transition video number 2, 1 week on testosterone, second shot this morning. So how my shot went, it was good. I mean, the nurse that I'm working with took my blood pressure, said it was great, took my pulse, said it was good. We just talked through the procedure of the shot instead of actually like doing a practice shot like we did last time, and then I just did it and she watched me and she said it was looking great. And next week might be the only other time I have to go in. They just want to keep track of my blood pressure for 1 more week, just to make sure there isn't any sudden change or reaction to the testosterone. And if that goes well, then I should be able to start doing them at home after next week, which is really cool. Less driving to do it. And the other thing with that is if everything's looking good, my dosage will also be upped. I'm currently taking 0.2 milliliters once a week for my shot, but if things are still looking good, then I will be going up to 0.3 milliliters a week, which is a little more and will add up faster, and hopefully we'll see some results a little quicker. So as for results since last week, it's only been a week, not really much is expected to happen in the first week. I did have a sore throat the following day after my first shot, and it lasted a day or two. It wasn't like a major thing, but I know that I've watched transition videos and heard anecdotal evidence of sore throats post first shot before, and so I'd had one too. So another thing was... The only other thing was, okay, so I got my shot Wednesday morning, and then Thursday morning we left to drive down to Baltimore for this huge convention, had these great photos done, and so I wake up Friday morning and I have this nice dusting of new acne all over my face, so at least I know that something's happening under there, even if I could have waited like 2 more days to have the acne, I would have been fine. As for taking care of the acne, I did have a lot of acne when I went through puberty the first time, so I knew that it was going to be kind of a thing this time, and I picked up this stuff from Lush, actually. I think it's called Dark Angels. It smells really bad, but I've used it only twice, and all my blackheads are gone, and those were a big deal this summer, so I'm hoping that that will help kind of keep it down. Shh, phone. So, what was the other thing? Right, I was going to talk about the word transgender. I was going to talk about the word transgender, but I was thinking about it and watching the comments come in, and I don't think that it's really necessary to talk about, because I feel like it's actually a much more commonly known idea nowadays. I mean, before I learned what it really meant, like transgender was just a joke, like this woman used to be a man, ha 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 ha, that's funny, they got a sex change. And nowadays, I mean, like, in some circles it's still kind of used as a joke, or it's like, obviously people don't understand it 100%, and it's hard to explain it to someone who isn't it, because you don't feel it, and I don't know what it's like to be any other way, because that's how I am. And, excuse my cat cleaning herself behind me. It's just, when I was coming out a lot before, I would often start some of my coming outs with, do you know what transgender means? And they would just be like, yeah, and it wasn't a big deal, and I would get all worked up for nothing, because I'd think I'd have to explain it and try and make it something that they could understand, but people tend to actually know what it is. So, I mean, I don't feel like it should be a big deal, and it's not a big deal, which is nice. I've actually been getting a lot of encouraging responses to this from people that I had come out to before and from people that I hadn't come out to before, which is really nice. Not necessarily surprising. I mean, maybe a little. I don't know. I mean, I was really nervous for a really long time about doing this and coming out to people who didn't know before, even though, like, being transgender is like a thing and it's more commonly known. Tries to angle my cat out of the frame. And I'm not sure it really was a surprise, because I was trying to present male for a number of years now, so I feel like it's not something that should come as a huge surprise to anybody after all of that. And I wasn't exactly quiet about it, and it was on my Facebook and everything, especially when I was going through the name change process. I remember making a couple statuses about how stressful that was. And on the name change front, I did finally get my name change form back from the court, so I can actually use that to try and get my last couple things changed. Hopefully soon. We're gonna see how it goes so that all of my stuff can line up. Okay, so I covered my shot, I covered changes, I covered the word transgender, and I covered encouragement. And I think that was all I wanted to get this time. So, yeah, until next week then.